All right, so we've been talking about ratio tables. These are called ratio tables. They're different from the kind of tables we were talking about before, because the kind of tables we were talking about before had an X going in and a Y coming out. So it was always a relationship between what was in the first column and the second column. But in this case, that doesn't always work. So sometimes we have to use a proportion to solve them. And as a matter of fact, you can always use a proportion to solve them. So let's look at how that works. We're going to look at the first two numbers on here, 4, 8, and 5, and nothing. You see the first 4 on there? 4, 8, 5, nothing. This looks a lot like what we were doing before, where we wrote 4 over 8 equals 5 over X. Write that on your paper. Okay? So 4 over 8 equals 5 over X. And then all we have to do is that cross-multiplying thing that we were doing before the break. So 4 times X is 4X. 5 times 8 is 40. Divide by 4 on this side, divide by 4 on that side. We get X equals what?
10. So I got that right.
Okay? So we get a 10. Now, I see a pattern on this one. Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. I see a pattern that says, it looks like to me, if I do multiply by 2 from here to here, I'm going to get the second number. So let's try that with another one and see if that works. So let's use 4 and 8 because they're the smallest numbers. And we'll use 9. 4 and 8, 9, and X. I'm just skipping to here to see if it's going to work. It's going to keep working on all of these. So you can pull out your calculator right now if you want to. Because we're going to divide 72 by 4. What is 72 divided by 4? 18. Okay, does the pattern seem to be holding? Nope. All right. So what goes under the 7 then? 14. And what goes under the 10? 20. Okay. Now, here's how we started it. We started it by writing a proportion for the first 2 boxes. That was the easiest way to do it. Write a proportion for the first 2 boxes, then solve it, and that will give us our bottom numbers. Now, we can check it to make sure it's going to work every time. And in this case, it did. But it's not always going to work the same way. So, when in doubt, write a proportion. That's my hint to you. So, let's go to example number 2. Now, here's what a lot of you did when you were trying to solve this one. Is you said, oh, okay, 3 plus 1 is 4, so 6 plus 1 is 7, so 9 plus 1 is 10, 12 plus 1 is... Okay, a lot of you did that. You just added 1 to every one of them. That doesn't work on this table. Let's see why. Let's write a proportion. Do this on your paper. So 3/4 equals 6 over X. Cross multiply just like we've been doing. 3X equals 24. Divide both sides by 3 and we get
8.
So X equals 8. So we see that it's different. It's a different pattern. That's why you can't just follow the same pattern every time. That's why your best bet is to write a proportion. So let's do the next one. 3/4 and 9 over something. So 3 times X is 3X. 9 times 4 is 36. Divide by 3 and what do we get?
12.
12. So it's 9 and 12. Okay. Next one, 3/4 and 12 over something. Let me erase. Okay, so 3/4 equals 12 over X. Use your calculator if you need to. 3X equals 4 times 12 is 48. Divide by 3 on each side. We get X equals 16. So 12 and 16. Okay, and our last one.
20.
3/4 equals 15 over x. Be careful about just automatically assuming that it's going to be 20, because what if they had skipped 15 and put 18 there? Because they will do that to you. So be careful about assuming it's the next one in the pattern, because sometimes they'll skip numbers. You have to watch out for that. So we have 3x equals 15 times 4 is 60. Divide by 3 on each side, we get 20. Okay? Questions about that one? Our next ratio table. 2/3 equals 6 over something. So it's 2x equals 18. Divide by 2 on each side, we get what? 9. Okay? Then 2/3 equals 8 over x. 2x equals 8 times 3 is 24. Divide by 2 on each side and we get 12. Finish the last two. How many people got this far? Got 2x equals 27. Divide each side by 2. So what is x equal to?
9.
It is?
No.
2 goes into 27. How many times?
13.
Use a calculator.
13.5. I said that.
13 and a half.
All correct. 13.5, 13.5. You see why I'm telling you you need to solve them using a proportion, because it's easy to make a mistake otherwise. Okay? So the last one is 2/3 equals 12 over x. 2x equals 36. That one's easy. Divide by 2 on each side and we get what? 18. Okay? Questions about that one? All right, Haley, can you tell me what you got next to the 5? 10. 10? Let's see. Elias, what'd you get next to the 6? 12. Next to the 9. Darren, what'd you get next to the 9? You're not there yet? Okay. Let's see. Weston, what'd you get next to the 9? You're still working on it. Okay, who got the 9? Who's there? Go.
18.
18? Okay. And Kimura, number 11.
22.
22. Very good.